versus Irax. All right, let's go. That's the number of cards in your graveyard. I actually have some removal around. They're also running Breeding Pool. But Simic could be Simic aggro, but usually they would have turn one play. Okay, so we have partially what we need. Okay, going for cornucopia. Yeah, I mean it's the mass bomb. I can play that 3. Okay, do I need to do this? But it's pretty bad. Like, I'm just getting a 4/4 Bane Ripper out of this deal. So, honestly, not much is happening here. And they're gonna ramp into Ugin. Don't. Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna start playing out my threats the normal. You do ahead. Do you do your ramp thing? Because awakening the Honored Dead and just killing one cornucopia feels a little underwhelming. I mean, I should probably go for the Hedron Archive instead, but... Now they have 3, 6, 7, 8 mana. Okay, got in their Overlord. I think I'm gonna... If I... Choose... Do I need an extra mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. What is the opponent looking for? Ah, the doppelgang. Alright. Do I have a bringer of the last gift in the graveyard? I do not. That's yeah. Wait, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, no, no. I have 3 cards in my graveyard. What am I gonna kill? Alright, that's actually pretty good. I'm just waiting for the moment for the opponent to just play something huge and kill me in one fell swoop, but I don't see it yet. Usually red is the color which provides such options. But I don't see much. I mean, that doppelgang just increased their mana, but I made some overlords. But I mean, I'm not really killing anybody here either at the moment. So let's continue to see how this pans out. When it's deep in the tank. again. Alright, more Overlords, more lands, more mana, yeah. Okay. 2, 4, 6. Nope. So I can play the Bringer now. Should I attack first? Yeah. Just with the Vein Ripper though, because that can fly over the top. I didn't check their graveyard, but there ain't any creatures. Alright, so we're gonna get a lot of Vein Ripper triggers here. Now, they did gain a lot of life, so I'm not sure if it's enough, but because I had a Vein Ripper on the battlefield when everything got destroyed, I already got those triggers. But it's not gonna be enough, it seems. Let's pick up another Kavaero. And a... Don't really matter at this point. Let's just pick up another bit. Okay, so that worked. That worked in the end. Sultai Reanimator, not really reanimating, but hard casting everything. It also works sometimes. Sultai Reanimator versus Agi. Ooh, Teferi. Oh. Is that Azuri's control? Yeah, I mean, I have this. Some mill. This is a little clunky, and that's super clunky. Like, that's terrible. But I do need, like, the best draw would probably be something like a Steamcore Scholar. Or that's not too bad either. Harvester of Misery, but it's gonna be too little too late. The Mossborn Hydra is gonna go rampage. But they need to kill me before turn 4, otherwise I might have a chance. I'm gonna even just soak up 1 point of damage. No, I'm not. I need to discard the Bringer, right? Yeah. Alright, so next turn Kavaero is at least gonna be able to kill everything. So that's something. Am I dead? They're gonna be 8. Oh, they're gonna be... What? Why? Oh, because of the Traveling Chocobo. Yeah. Yeah. 1 turn too fast. I'm not gonna be able to live another day through these Hydras. Yeah, GG. Nope. On the draw. I had it set up so I could have, you know, at least got back into the game by destroying everything they have, but unfortunately, yeah, they were 1 turn too quick. All right, on to the next one. Sultai Reanimator versus Standard Bearer Seppuku. All right, this can work. They're running black. This also usually indicates some kind of Reanimator. Yep, it does. I'm gonna have to do this because I need to find land urgently. Fortunately, anything that wasn't a land wasn't an option in that moment. Now, if the opponent Kavaeros, I don't have any say about it really. But I can prepare myself so that I get some creatures that get reanimated as well. So I'm really not sure how this is gonna work. They're gonna play their bringer's gonna come back. Everything on the battlefield's gonna die. Then these things in the graveyard get back. And then oh no, but no. Only if it was cast. So okay, I see. We won't have a second trigger which destroys everything and creates some kind of endless loop. I'm gonna double Overlord next turn, I think. Ouch. No. Ah, yeah. Well, let's do it like this. Don't have anything good in the graveyard there, though. But they haven't filled their graveyard yet. What are their 4 cards in their hand? Do they run some kind of counter magic or something? Alright, here we go. Let's go for another Overlord. I'm gonna pick up this guy. Could have played the Watery Grave tap instead. Instead of that swamp I just played, but okay. Am I over-milling here? Maybe. If they have another fail, I'm gonna have an issue. Demon. What kind of demon are we talking about? So should I even go for some Kavaero play here? Like on what? On the bringer, and then everything dies, and then these Bane Rippers come back, but there's no legend ruling thing going on at the moment, so they will just stick around. But they'll stick around in a way that, you know, whenever something dies, as long as they don't, the opponent doesn't have Ultima, which will then negate all the triggers, we should be good. I'm just gonna play this guy though. Who will flip next turn. So let's see if that's going to be something that's... And I also have these Overlords that are getting ready for action too. The opponent's just really passing their turns. Not doing anything with 5 cards in their hand and a lot of mana available. Okay, there's a Steamcore Scholar. Steamcore. Alright, I can cast... I can cast... Do I have a normal land? Just cast a Vein Ripper, huh? Not sure that the Vein Ripper was the right thing to cast, but that's one less Vein Ripper that I will get back out from my graveyard. Okay, they're going for it now. But there's nothing really for them that they're getting back, so... Or are they going to target something from my graveyard? No. Alright, that's going to be a lot of Vein Ripper triggers. Now, I think I do regret playing that Vein Ripper last turn. I don't think that was really necessary. I would have had more triggers here now if I had kept it around. All these fast tap lines. Oh my god, I'm gonna just am I gonna melt to death here? I lost my Vein Ripper even because of, yeah, got exiled. I'm gonna have to go for the Vein Ripper here probably. But I can get it back next turn with my Kavaero, so... And now they have to sack, so it's gonna be already... This is gonna deal 2 damage. I mean, it's gonna trigger twice, so 4 damage. And I think now I'm good. Yeah. Alright, gotcha. Even just a normal attack is gonna be enough. So, okay, that was an awkwardish game because, like, both sides had similar game plan. They were using Grixis, I was using Sultai, but okay, able to maneuver through that and emerge victorious. On to the next game. Sultai Reanimator versus the Virtuous Magic Knight. Wow, okay. Yeah, low on lands, high on overlords. Could be okay. Do need to find land though. Preferably a green one, but that any other would probably also work because of this guy. Because this guy can help me dig. Alright, remote. Nice, as in what? The emoji, or that we are both on the same game plan? Alright, well, I'm kind of glad I have my overlords now, because I'm just gonna go fill my graveyard up way more than you are. Alright, I did find land number 3. Do I go for the Scholar? Or just more Overlords? I think more Overlords is fine. Nothing really much going on in the graveyard yet, though. How about theirs? Alright, everybody, both of us just have the bringer. It's now all up to the Vein Rippers. Right, I'm gonna have to go for the Scholar now. Just the Vein Ripper. And that. Perfect. Okay. So, how does one ensure victory in such this kind of mixture? I can now Wail. Okay, they're just hard casting a Vein Ripper. Okay. Well, isn't that a sign for me to just go for the Kavaero here? But should I go for my own or theirs or some other? I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do this and then Wail. I forgot. I think that's a very good choice here. Let's hit my land drop. Alright, choose all options. Target this. Yes. Target you. What? This in my hand. Okay. Alright, now, as long as they don't remove my graveyard, I can go for the Kavaero. That's the thing. I have more stuff in my graveyard than they have in theirs. It's 2 Vein Rippers is the key. Oh, and them casting this means free reign for me. And that should be GG now. I'm just gonna pick my Heartbringer. Yep, I think that is GG. I'm not sure though, but we'll see. Oh no, their Vein Rippers trigger first. Ah, I see. Oh no, but mine trigger now too, so... Ah. Oh, whoa! Thanks to the Harvester of Miseries. I will gain. And I have 2 Vein Rippers, so... Wow, that's that... Yep. Just made it to 0. Wow, what a game. What a game. So, how does the mirror work? Well, you have to get more Vein Rippers in the graveyard than the opponent, basically. That's how it works. Yeah. Now their Vein Ripper triggers would have followed, but they wouldn't have killed me, so I would have ended up with a better board, but, yeah. So, alright. Yeah. GG. On to the next one. Sultai Reanimator versus Initiate Sebastian. Yes. This is good. Tap breeding pool. Okay, it's red. Well, that's immediate. I have this one has to be immediately destroyed. But that's this could be rough, especially with only 2 lands currently. Yep, the challenger. Alright, town greeter is fine. I do want lands. Found one. So, just making my land drop here. I can then steam scores. Okay, well, I'm gonna chump block here. Right. Oh, there he is. Let's go. Only the Vein Ripper, really. Do I have... No, I don't. Just the Vein Ripper one. Okay, I have the Honor Dead for the Nemesis. But they could ping it in response, which is annoying. But I can Kavaero next turn, but with no, unfortunately, no Harbinger of Doom, or whatever his name is. Okay, we're going for this. Anything else? No. Oh, a hard claw. Okay. So, I can just do this and be in bad shape. I'm probably gonna have to just imitate No, the Vein Ripper, no. I think I have to do this. This means I'm dead. No, it doesn't. It does. If they use their rest rock face villages properly, then they will be able to probably kill me, but there's that. Alright, mono red, you did it again. 0 to 20. It wasn't as obvious, like as clear as it looked. Just I think I would have been able to, if I had, instead of one of these miseries, I would have had the Overlord the 8 mana creature that when it enters everything dies. Then I would have had a chance. But yeah, the Nemesis specifically kind of was a little bit too much. But all right, it is what it is. Still going 3-2 here today with Sultai Reanimator. Definitely a strong deck, and if the opponents don't run enough graveyard hate, then they need to be careful. But we also saw that other decks can also deal with it. And we did play against other Kavaero decks, so they are quite popular at the moment. But all right, let's head over to the recap. All right, so Sultai Reanimator 3-2 in today's run. So let's take a look at the deck. A general mana base to cover all 3 colors, which are pretty needed pretty equally. Black probably more. We don't intend to cast these, but still there's a lot of black. But also, you know, having 3 triple colored mana on turn 3 is also sometimes a plus, especially this, because this is one of the removal spells you have in case the opponent gets too aggressive. But yeah, let's take a look at the cards. I split them up into different types here. Again, the lands we talked about, basic land package with a lot of fast lands and shock lands, so that you have all the options. We have the milling. I'm gonna put this here. Okay, so we have the millers first. The town greeter finds you lands and mills cards. The overlord mills cards and finds you creatures, or specifically Kavaero. So these fill your graveyard with things that you want to have in the graveyard, specifically Vein Rippers and Bringers of the Last Gift. Then we have discarders, like draw and discard. So these guys allow or help assist you getting things from your hand into the graveyard. We have the Steamcore Scholar, which works very well because you can choose to only discard a 1 flying creature or 2 cards, whichever you prefer. But because these creatures all fly, these 8 here, you will have the option to keep some cards in your hand as well. The Emet is kind of an extra one. It's just an additional Steamcore Scholar type card with an added benefit. And we fill the graveyard anyway, so this can flip, and we've seen a game today where it did flip. So that's also something that can happen. Then we have interaction. We have 2 Quag Feasts, which can kill most early game creatures, but once your graveyard is filled up, you can also kill bigger creatures. So very flexible and fits well in the deck. We have the Wail, which in the early game can bounce something, it can make the opponent discard a card, which is probably the least used mode. And probably it's going to be used mainly to look at 3 cards of your library and put one of them in your hand and the rest in your graveyard. So it helps you find things. And in the mid game to late game, if you have Descend 8, then you can actually activate all 3 modes, which is just a lot of value and power. The Awaken the Honored Dead is a perfect mix of destroying something, milling, and also getting Kavaero back from the graveyard to your hand. So this is just, it fits so nicely into the deck, and is also a way to get rid of very problematic enchantments such as Rest in Peace, or like the Simulacrum Synthesizer artifact, or anything basically. All right, then we have the main package. Well, Harvester of Miseries also acts as a removal in the early game, something you can potentially hard cast on turn 5 even, but also get back with Kavaero or the Bringer of the Last Gift. And now we come to the main part here. Kavaero is your initiator for everything, and you want to copy. Kavaero should copy the Bringer of the Last Gift in your graveyard. This will then count as if it was cast, and then each player sacrifice all creatures. And then all creatures from graveyards come back, except for the ones that just died due to this. So kind of the creatures on the battlefield go into the graveyard, and the creatures in the graveyard come onto the battlefield. And then you will have a board hopefully full of Vein Rippers, Harvesters, Overlords, Greeters, everything. You'll have a huge board. And then the good news is the Vein Ripper will trigger on creatures dying. So when the Harvester enters and then your Scholar and Greeter also die again, then there's also a lot of Vein Ripper triggers. So the Vein Ripper is key, and 2 Vein Rippers or 3 will just increase the triggers exponentially, and you can deal a lot of damage whenever creatures die. So once the Bringer has been activated and your Vein Rippers are on the board, even a board wipe is usually going to be lethal for the opponent. So that's the play. Yeah, let's look at some flavor text here today. Let's see what we got. Let's look at the Steamcore Scholar. That's weird. And so it is. And on that note, thanks for watching. Have fun. See you in the arena, and peace.